everybody, welcome back to my channel. So you've been thinking about starting a village, but there's so many options. Where do you begin? Well, let's get into it. Okay, so you've been thinking about starting a Spooky Town village. Maybe you did some research or saw one of the Lamax displays in a store somewhere. But again, there's so many choices out there. How do you know where to start? Well, today I'm here to tell you that it's really a lot like art. There's no wrong way to start. God, that rhymed. But anyway, in fact, there's only new and exciting ways because again, like art, your village will be a unique expression of yourself. Villaging is a lot more than just houses and figures. It's passion, love, and a way to bring people together. And even a lifestyle. Sounds crazy, right? But believe me, once you start, you'll never look back. So today, I've chosen a few houses for you that I think would make a hell of a start to any Spooky Town village. My choices were based on a few things. I wanted them to come from what most collectors would consider the classic years of Lamax. I wanted a wide range or array of affordable options, availability, good long-term investments, overall design, and I wanted them to still be relevant in villaging today. So, a decently wide, criteria, but somewhat focused all at the same time. All the houses I will be talking to you about today can still be found on sites like eBay, Facebook, OfferUp, etc. The groups, things like that. Keeping in mind that all of these houses are retired. They have gone up in value over time, and the prices listed are based on today's market value at the time of shooting this video. I have no affiliation with any of the sites listed above. These are just common places to find them. There are many other Lamax houses out there, some that are very rare and highly collectible and very much wanted and adored by collectors all around the world. But with that comes very high price tags, and a lot of them are extremely hard to find. I do plan on doing a more in-depth video on these houses as time goes on, but today I wanted to focus on getting off the ground for a first-time villager. Stay tuned till the end though for a bonus piece that could spice up any village from beginner to lifelong collector. So with always keeping an open mind and a motivated mind, feel free to do your own research and swap these houses out as you see fit. These are just my personal starter recommendations. So with that said, I will begin with our first house in order of pricing low to high. Dr. Tingles Laboratory. This house came out in 2000 and has been a village staple for collectors from day one. This house offers an exciting soundtrack with a cool lightning effect when the thunder rolls. Many collectors love this house for its pure classic Lamax signature detail. You can still find this house online for anywhere between $50 and $100 depending on demand and condition, and that's a steal considering what this house has represented for so many years for collectors around the world. Second on our list will be the Lamax Black Cauldron Inn. This is my personal favorite on today's list, and truthfully, of all time. Released in 2002, this house shot to instant classic status for its, at the time, cutting-edge animation. That's right, at the time this was cutting edge. In most houses today, there's lots of different movements and lights and sound, animation, things like that, really exciting things. But at the time, most houses were still just porcelain with a light bulb. The Black Cauldron Inn was one of the first in its class where we really started to see true animation that ultimately helped shape the standard for much of what we see today. With its signature ghost going around on the second story balcony and the witch popping out of the front door to greet you, this has been a shoo-in for collectors for almost 2 decades now. If there's one house on today's list that is a must-have, I would easily say it's this one. Coming in anywhere from $80 up to $150, again depending on condition and demand at the time. This is bang for your buck. I mean, it really is. This is the one to keep an eye out for, no question. Last but certainly not least, A lot of collectors still consider this next house one of the greatest ever made. With its ultra spooky feel, I present to you the Lamax Dr. Stretch and Pull's Torture Factory. That's right, you have probably seen this one around somewhere before. This house has so much going for it, which is why it's still considered a classic today. Coming out in 2004, this was a game changer. From the giant churning gears to the glowing green eyes and that monstrous gate with the spinning wheel of torture, this house truly had it all. A little collector's secret about this house though, the 2004 models had a working guillotine. When they came out, this was unbelievable technology once again. It didn't last long though. A lot of them had trouble long term, and I'm referring to the guillotine itself, not the house, just to be clear. It was the guillotine that really was maybe too far ahead of its time for the moment. But anyway, it was really cool, and they're worth tremendously more if you can get one with a working guillotine. But truthfully, this house is in a league of its own regardless. Another signature with the Torture Factory is the awesome soundtrack that it comes with. Let me tell you, the music in this house were a perfect match. And not much has really came close to the pairing that this one had with the music and the house itself as the years went on. There was just something about this beautiful pairing that really drove this one to the moon. However, this one is a little more expensive than the rest of the houses on our list today, but again, this one is worth it. So coming in around $180 to $200. Again, shape, demand, things like that. That's steep, for anyone, and I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't something I just had laying around. It took some time to get my hands on one of these, but anyway, they're out there. So if you want one that's like, really nice and guillotine and all that kind of stuff, that could be starting $200-300, but I've seen them sell, mind you, okay, from $400 to $500 when demand is pretty high, depending on the time of year and the shipping and all that other kind of stuff. So I've said in past videos that demand really fluctuates based on the time of year it is, and the best time to buy and worst time to buy. But houses like this, especially the 2004 model, they can really skyrocket, so you got to be careful. But if you can wait it out and get one for a decent deal, go for it. But if you just gotta have it, by all means, this is the one you can sleep at night knowing you spent the money on it. So anyway, this one is cool. Okay, now for the bonus piece. As promised, it would be perfect for adding that little hint of spice, if you will, to any village, whether you're a beginner or a lifelong collector and anywhere in between. It's again from the classic years, and it's paired up actually with one of our houses on our list today. So this has a lot going for it, and it comes in on the low end of the price range. So highlight for that, it's about $60 or $70. And in comparison to some of the other pieces out there, for what you get here, size, everything else, it's bang for your buck. There's really no end to this piece. It's just, it came out, was a huge hit, and at some point or another, every collector along the way has either had it or had the variation of it. There's a few different versions of this that were made along the way, but overall same concept. So with that said, I present to you the Lamax Bubble, Boil, and Trouble. That's right, and I have done reviews on this piece in the past and a few others that were similar in the past. You can look for those on my channel, but it's perfect because when it came out, first and foremost, it was paired up originally, I believe, with the Black Cauldron, or the following year with the Black Cauldron, and that became a really popular pairing. Something about this piece in that house, just, I don't know, they just like interlock like puzzle pieces. They're just perfect, and for years people used them in that fashion, and then they kind of grew and people started pairing them up with other houses and using them in unique and creative ways. And that's the whole point of villaging, right? Being creative. So I hope you enjoyed that. Now let's finish up this video. In closing, I just want you to know that these are just my personal opinions based on my life as a collector. I do have, a lot of hands-on experience with all these different houses that were on the list today. And truthfully, they always usually make my display almost every year in some fashion. But with that being said, there are so many awesome houses out there, and you truly can't go wrong. So never be afraid to, experiment and find out what works for you. But be careful, the closer it gets to August and September, the higher prices will go. It's always best to buy in the off season, but that's a topic for another video. For now, make memories and always love whatever it is you do, because that's what it's all about. Thank you so much for continuing to watch my videos. The support has been absolutely amazing. So if you like what you see here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one.